As the culture turns, all I see is destruction. We living in a lonely world full of corruption. Be mindful, every action come with repercussions. Never second guess your gut feeling, you gotta trust it. As the culture turns, all I see is destruction. We living in a lonely world full of corruption. Be mindful, every action come with repercussions. Never second guess your gut feeling, you gotta trust it. Damn, life got crazy, losing all the youth, mothers burying their babies, raised by the jails, just throwing us in cages. That time don't match that crime, make it make sense. Cops killing us for nothing, but we running out of patience. Times change, most people don't, they on some slave shit. Lock me in them cells, but my mind was never caged in.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to As the Culture Turns. My name is Jameer, and I'll be your host for today's episode. Now, before I get into my special guest for today, I want to highly encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure that you hit that notification bell for more content just like this. All right, so on today's episode, I'm having a one-on-one conversation with author Thelia. She just released a new book that's out there now that's called More Than You Can Imagine. I'm going to give a visual real quick. More Than You Can Imagine. So again, I want to give some round of applause for Thelia. 1 second. Let me get my applause real quick.
I like that.
All right, Thelia. So for those who don't know you, can you just let everyone know briefly who you are, where you're from, and other than the book, what do you do?
Okay, my name is Thelia. I'm actually living in Pennsylvania, but I'm originally from New York, from the Bronx. I'm a registered nurse, and I live here with my husband and my daughter. She's 6 years old. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I do write in my spare time. It's something I dabbled with for a little bit, but I kind of put it in the back burner. But then I really said, I really want to do this. So I said I got really more focused into it with my spare time, with working, of course. And then I started writing more and more stories, poetry, and then I branched out more into stories and stuff like that.
Okay, that is great. So you kind of glided me into my first question. So as I stated, you recently wrote your first book, More Than You Can Imagine. What inspired you to write a book and a children's book at that?
Well, pretty much my inspiration came from my daughter. Like I said, she's 6 years old, and I love her so much. So I wanted to write something that expressed my feelings of love, and being there for her no matter what. Like I said, kids need encouragement, and always telling them that you love them, and that's what parents are there for, to be there for their children. So I just want to look at her, and then so that she can come to me for anything, even though she's six, of course. But when she gets older, we can have a relationship where we can talk to each other and be comfortable speaking with each other. So that's kind of much how it stemmed from. Just looking at her, I'm just so happy that I have her. And it's a great relationship that we have.
That is great, and I love that you wrote a book because a lot of kids nowadays, it's very technology based. So a lot of them have their
Mhm.
iPads, have their
Yeah,
tablets,
that's true.
and I like the fact that you kind of taking it back to the days where we were probably younger and we used to have to get books read to us at night, or we had to go to the library and pick up a book and read a book and use our imagination. And then that kind of ties into my next question because the name of your book is called More Than You Can Imagine. So, what inspired the title More Than You Can Imagine?
Well, pretty much her, of course. So like when I originally wrote it, that was like the first thing that popped into my head. I want her to know that she's more than she can imagine she can be. You just think positive and always, try to strive for your goals. And yes, again, she's six. I know that's a big, for a 6 year old, but kids learn and they follow what they see. And so it's pretty much saying, okay, imagine more for what you can be, what you can do with yourself. Don't, limit yourself to what you can do. Imagine yourself doing this, imagine yourself doing that. So I just want to think a positive role model and imaging for my daughter and any kid in pretty much anything, so they can know that, you're more. You're not less, you're always going to be more. So always imagine for the best, the brightest star, and you can always be what you need to be. So that's what I wanted for her.
That is great. I love that. Very great explanation. I love that. Yeah. So for those who may not know, and forgive me if you already said it, do you mind giving like a brief synopsis of the book, like what it's about? And
Mhm.
forgive me if you already said it, but like a synopsis, like what is it about, the storyline?
Okay, well, pretty much the best thing about this book, so not just my words, but the illustrator, Adriana, what we complied together with the publisher was to not just have one family dynamic represented within the story. So we have different family representations depicted in the pictures. So we have different races because the whole world is not just one race and different religions. So each family is depicted within the story, which is really really great. So they go, oh, that's me. That represents me. So it's not to say, okay, this is just one for a black book or white book. It's not like that. So everybody can say there's a part of me in this story, and it feels like, okay, I can be that person in the book. Pretty much like I write about. It's just words of encouragement. Always being there for them no matter what. Telling them, if you fail, it's okay. I'll be right there back to pick up the pieces for you and guide you on your way. So if I read like a small little part of it that I have, like the first intro line I have says, more than you imagine, I want the best for you. I'll always be beside you in everything you do. And then the next line, next page says, from the moment you were born, I softly promise you, I'd help to make all your hopes and dreams come true. So it's just like, you feel positive. It's like, oh, I feel so good that mom and dad or whoever, grandma, auntie, uncle, everyone is there to be there and just big them up to make them feel like they're always going to be loved. You can fall down and then, you can come to me. So it's just like those words, like that encouragement is going through. Like, okay, there's a part where it says, laugh together, love together, wipe each other's tears, things like that. So that's part of the words in there. So this pretty much just always making sure you feel positive around your kids and your kids feel positive around you, not afraid to come and talk to you and be comfortable. Just a loving basic relationship. And I think that's very, very important, no matter what type of relationship that you have, it's very important.
No, that is great. No, that's very great. And I love how you have like the positive affirmation, because I do feel like a lot of our children and even us as adults, we need like these positive affirmations to continue to keep on going and growing in this life, because with the access of social media or just like the current state of the world right now, I don't think a lot of people are affirmed in who they are. So the fact that even though this book is targeted towards children, I'm pretty sure even for adults, for them to read it to a child or even to, find out what the book is about before they read it to their child, it can even be something that's positively affirming for them as well. So I love that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just like it wouldn't be just like I was thinking it could be good like something for like Mother's Day or graduation. You're graduating, and then even though you're making a big step in the world, you can always count on your family, your mom, dad, and everybody to be there for you and help to guide you, because things get rough sometimes, and you need that in your life. So it's very important.
Definitely. It's very important for sure. So I do have a picture of one of this is a picture in your book. So
Yes,
is
yes.
this like a fictionalized version of you? Is it?
Oh
I
no.
don't think it's you. Yeah, but you can send it to me.
Actually, the way it works in the business, okay, you have your words, and then like I got a publisher, and she liked my story, so she said, I want to publish your story. So the publisher finds the illustrator. So pretty much we kind of give them an idea of what we're looking for, but when the illustrator draws their pictures, they go by the words, and they get their ideas from the words and their feelings. Because Adriana did a fantastic job with everything, even though I never met her because she lives over in the United Kingdom. Yeah, so she doesn't live here. So like it's just the pictures, like I said, that's how most illustrations work. They see the words and then they come up with the ideas from the pictures, because we're not really allowed to like, oh, do this, do that when you're the writer, but you can give them ideas and say, let's try to do this and this, but the illustrator makes it their world. And she did so good just from the words that I wrote. And they did ask me if I wanted to have a picture of my family in there, but I said, let's just leave it as everybody. That's not me. I'm not in the book at all. But some people seem to think the one on the cover is me, but that's not me.
Listen, when I first saw it, I definitely thought it was you, or again, just a representation. So I like the fact that you don't basically like it ain't me. It could be you. Like it's like the Whitney Houston song "I'm Every Woman." Like it could be every single woman, and the fact that you diversify the book, everybody can see a little bit of themselves in there. So that's very important.
That's exactly why we diversified the book, so everybody can see a little piece of them within the book. Okay, so like I said, everybody's depicted mom, dad, little boy, little girl, baby, and many different races. Maybe like one family member, two family members. You can see that within the story. So it's like, oh, that's my family. So it kind of makes it a full circle, a whole that oh, okay, I can have these feelings of positivity within my family, even though I may not have the what I say, quote unquote, what they say, the proper or the universal family dynamics, So
Yeah.
that's what we wanted with this story. So everybody can feel like, yeah, my family's cool too. And like, I'm represented and I'm loved. Definitely.
No, exactly. That's great. I love that. And I do
Yeah.
have another picture from the book, and then maybe this was the part. I think this is what you already said, like more than unique.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Do you have any more?
exactly.
I mean, it's up to you because I don't know what you got over there.
I kind of got what I found off of your social medias. I didn't really get a lot or a bunch because we do want people to buy the book, so we give you like a
Yeah.
little sneak preview of it and
Yes.
everything. So I don't have really much because I do want to, you know, encourage them to buy it. Like if I give them the whole book, it's like, oh, I've watched the whole book on Ask a Question Time, you know.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. So you did mention your publisher a lot, and then that was one of my questions because
Yeah.
my question was, are you self-published or did you work with a publishing company?
Mhm.
So the process with working with a publishing company, for those who may want to write a book in the
Yes.
future, and
Yes.
there are a lot of people who do self-publish, what do you recommend? Like, what is the obstacles you had to go through with writing, not writing, but finding a publishing company? And did the thought of ever publishing it yourself go through your mind?
Okay, well, like I said, I've always written poetry, but it definitely kicked up a notch when my daughter was born because reading those books to her, and when I remember when I was younger, making up stories with my younger brother, so that kind of got the ball rolling. So I started researching the process of how to get a traditional publishing deal because again, like you said, there's self-publishing and traditional. Um, I know I couldn't do self-publishing because it's so much more focus and it's just that's all 100% you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so with the traditional publishing aspect, I had to look. I joined the writing community online. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought, and by joining that, you kind of see what's going on, what people are doing, and see what agents there are out there for writing. So you can get an agent which will help get you into publishing houses that you cannot get into by yourself. But you can also have publishing places like small presses where you can publish your story, and you don't need an agent.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two ways, agent or no agent. But like I said, agents can get you into big places and that can take you to get your book out there in bigger places. But you can also do small presses too. They're wonderful because my publisher is a small press as well. So the process was I wrote my story and you have to like write a query letter. You have to have your story polished and perfected. And then like you find someone to submit it to. So when I was researching agents, I looked for agents that wrote, chose picture books or kids books. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to be because sometimes kids books can be a lot of things. They have middle grade, they have young adult, they have picture book, board books, chapter books, all those different styles. So you look for an agent where you can find. There's also a database called Query Tracker where you can join Query Tracker, and then you can see the different list of agents. So then you could break it down to which type of book you write. So I wanted to say I'm doing publishing for picture books. So I found agents that specified in picture books. And then I looked on their websites and follow them on Twitter and Instagram just to see what they're looking for. So when you
Mm-hmm.
look at what they're looking for, you said, okay, I might have something that they like. So then you would send them, I would write a letter. You have to write a query letter which tells what your book is about, talk about you, but don't too much information, just enough, a little brief synopsis of the story. And you send them a query letter along with the story. Like some of them will not want the whole story. They may have you just answer some questions. And if they're interested, they'll get back to you. And I just sent it out to a lot of places and a lot of people. And I'll tell you, the rejections are brutal. You get a lot and lot and lot. I still get rejections to this day. I get a lot of rejections. So that's one thing that I have to deal with. And it toughens you up because you know you have to do those go through that rejection, those no's. And with this book, I got a lot of no's. And the only yes I got was that one publisher. And it was through an event on Twitter where they were pitching stories, and you could pitch your story, and the publishers pretty much or an agents look throughout the day, and if they like it, like on Twitter, you can put a heart on your if you like something, and then I got a heart. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this a real heart? Is it a joke? Because sometimes people accidentally put hearts. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, is she real? Is she real? So I got my stuff together and I sent it to her. And she got back to me. We set up a Zoom meeting. And she's like, I would love to publish your book. And I said, okay. I waited a couple of days. I didn't really want to wait a couple of days. I want to say yes right away, but Yes. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I would definitely love it. And we set over a contract and, we talked about it. And then it's a process. The whole process for this, from the time I spoke with her and met her, not in person though, but it was 2022, September 2022. And the whole process takes time. So the book came out April 2nd, 2024. So with getting the words, because of course you have to edit. So, they've been in business forever. I'm new. So they know how to edit and how to make it, the words work and flow together better. Because, it's 100% my words and everything, but they know how to tweak it to make it, to make it sound for everything like that. So it's like when you, like a newspaper, you write a newspaper article, they still have to make edits and changes to make the story flow. And so my words, and then they found an illustrator. She sent me pictures the illustrator drew, and I'm like, oh, I love it. And I was like, yes, we're gonna be working with her. So she's throughout the year, she'll send me sketches, and I loved everything the illustrator did. And then just putting it together on the right pages to flow with the words, and it was just so wonderful. But it's a process. You have to keep researching and keep working and getting the agent and the publisher. Like I said, you don't have to have an agent. But it would be nice to have an agent to get you in places you can't get into, Yeah. So, and like I said, you can always get that publishing house that's going to take you without the agent. They have to love your story. And in traditional publishing, they do everything. You just send the book, they like your book, but it's hard. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of rejections. You gotta toughen up. And there are days I'm like, man, I must really suck. But
you doubt yourself.
But my other writer friend said, don't worry, this is part of the process. You're gonna get rejections no matter what. Just keep on going. And you got that. Yes, you're a published author already. So that's definitely an accomplishment. And I'm very proud of that accomplishment. So definitely. So working on the next book, and we'll see what happens. I don't want this to be a one-time thing.
Oh, that is good. And that was really my next question, because I love how you lead me into it, because is there a plan for a trilogy of books, a sequel, or is this a one and done situation? So you just basically answered that. But is it more so going to be a continuation of the same story? Is it going to be something completely different? Is it still going to stay within the children genre?
Well, you mean if for the next book, would I be saying the same kind of concept?
Would it be a continuation of more than you can imagine?
No.
Will the girl grow up, or? Okay.
Well, I'm branching out into different types of stories. So, sometimes I'm trying to do character-based stories as well, or getting maybe something a little bit older, graphic. So maybe middle grade books. I'm working on a novel in verse as well. So that does take time. That takes time. But I do have a few picture books already ready, to send out, and hopefully someone else would like it. Like I said, the rejection process is brutal. So even if you get the agent and you get the publisher, you have to look out. Some people are just still, waiting for that next book, because the process takes time. But no, this is probably just this one in this storyline for this one. But other stories I've written maybe are different things that's going on, because you pretty much you write what you know sometimes, or you see something and then an idea pops into your head. That's what we're writing. When you see something pop into your head, write that down because you will lose that idea so
Yes, definitely.
so I have a lot of ideas in my head, and I do have a few stories already written, saved in my computer. Just have to get it out there in the world because everything is not going to be published. That's the fact. Because you may love the story, but they may not love the story. Because not everybody's going to like every story. Because not everybody likes every books out there in the world. So I mean, you might like something, and I might hate that that you liked it. I might, oh, that book is terrible. But it appeals to different people. And from me doing those book signings, really people have been coming out, and they really are really, really nice and encouraging. And they're like, "Oh, you wrote the book? Oh my God, I love this!" And they sit there and they look at it and I sign it, and they get it. They get the book and they take it for they might buy for somebody else, like a baby shower or something like that, or a party they're going to. But just different types of stories. I'm definitely trying to branch out and elevate, my writing skills, and doing all I can with different training and courses and webinars, and learning from other people within the process, because it takes time. You learn a lot from everyone, and people have different, may offer something that you may not know. And that's why I have a critique group. My critique group meets monthly where we review the stories we have written, or maybe something that we had in the past that we shelved and like, oh man, this is not going anywhere. And then your group reads it and they find little things and make little changes for you. And then you can revamp that story, because that revamp could be that next huge book that you have out there, so you just got to keep. Then that's why it's good to join those organizations that can help you. And the writing community is really, really awesome. I found so many great writing friends, and it's a really good relationship, and we all really stick together and help each other out. So that's a great thing to have.
No, that's good. Like a support system.
Yes,
is very necessary in this type of industry, whether it's like writing books and even something like what I do, because doing something like this is like a visual book, or whatever. It depends on which way you're trying to take it or whatever.
Yes.
So I definitely do agree with that for sure. So you did touch on the fact that you did like book tours. So I do have a couple pictures.
Yeah.
Book tour. Yeah. So you have obviously already did the April 21st one, which was at Barnes and Noble in Devon, PA, and then April 27th. That already passed. Yeah. Barnes and Noble in Philadelphia. So you briefly touched on it, but how was the book signing, and then what can people expect from the next few ones if people locally were interested in coming to get it in person?
Yes. The first two, I was very, very nervous because I didn't know what to expect, because it was either a signing or a story time and a signing. The very first one I did in Devon, PA, beautiful store. Everyone was fantastic. The staff and everybody was great. I was just doing a signing. So I'm thinking they're going to put me in the children's department upstairs on the second level. They put me right at the front door. So as people walked in, boom, I was right there. I understood why they did that, though, because not everybody's going to walk up to the kids department. Exactly. So as soon as they walked in, they saw me. People came up to me and said, "Oh, you wrote this book?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then we start talking, and some people would overhear us talking, then I come over to the table. And then just from all those conversations, people came up and bought the book just from talking to me and seeing me sitting there. So that definitely made a difference there. And then the second one was in Philadelphia. That was awesome too. Everyone was very, very nice. But that one was a reading and a signing. So I read the story to a group of kids because they had a story time. And then I gave the kids activities. And then the parents came up and people started, picking up books, and I started signing, and they bought it. But the next one is going to be more closer to home in Broomall. And then I have Haverford, PA, and the Media Library. So this weekend, on the 4th, I'm going to be Broomall, being Barnes and Noble, because I'm always there. So they know my face. They know my face. So I'm trying to get in there, but see what I'm going to do this weekend for that. But I'm going to be doing a reading and a signing. There's a new one I have coming up. It's not on there yet because I just booked it. A Barnes and Noble's in Exton, PA. I'm going to be doing that one on May 18th. So I'm trying to get a few more stores out there, but it's really nice to meet the people, and it's encouraging, and I'm glad that they do like my book, and the words are encouraging, and it's just like you meet so many different people, and people really are generally friendly, and I think the cover attracts people, so that's why they came like, oh, that's a nice cover, and they come, like I said, Adriana did a good job It's her. That's her. That's all her. And she did really, and it's so bright and colorful inside the book as well. So just I'll be at those signings, and then like I said, I'm trying to get some more locations because I want to get more places in my hometown of New York. So I'm working on that. So it's kind of hard to get those places in New York, but right now I'm working on that. So hopefully that will be coming up soon with those New York locations. But right now I'm staying local here in Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to get a Delaware store as well. So we'll see. Because I just started thinking about that. Maybe I should go to Delaware too. But I'm going to see what happens. But the signings are, people are really, really nice. I really appreciate meeting so many different people. And they make it very comfortable to staff at the bookstores. It's a really nice environment. So I hope to see anybody that wants to come out. I'll be there this weekend.
That is great. No, that is great. No, thank you. That is great. And I think I do have a picture of you at one of your signings, or this is a reading.
That one is in. That's the one in Devon, actually, Devon, PA. And I was right at the front door. Yes.
That is good. So I like the fact that you are actually, because this ties me to my next question, that you're actually on the ground putting in the footwork so that you can sell this book. Because a lot of people will just put it online, which I'm going to get to because I have a broad audience. It's more of a, around the world as opposed to more local, So so the importance of you promoting it on the ground is very important, and I love that you're doing that because it goes to show that you want to meet people. You want to, if they have any questions, you want to tell them. You don't want them to just look online and go off what the description say. So for those who can't be local in the tri-state area, where can they purchase the book at?
Well, even though and most of the time it's going to be online, because I know bookstores can't carry every single book within their inventory. So they can get it on Amazon. It is on barnesandnobles.com. And then I know the Barnes and Nobles that I have visited and will be visiting, they will have signed copies there. So the one in Devon and the one in Philly, I left some signed copies at the bookstore. And I'll see what happens at Broomall because it depends on the crowd, how it's going to be, how many books that I may have left. But I leave signed copies at the bookstore. So again, you can go to any bookstore online, you can order it. And then I know Children's Book World will be on Sunday, May 5th. That's going to be big old book launch party where we're gonna have decorations. I'm gonna read the story, gonna have activity. I'm gonna have treats and all. Give out little book swag. That's what we call it in the writing. Bookmarks and stickers and stuff. That's gonna be on Sunday. So they can go to Children's Book World. You can go online to their website. So that's what you can do. And then I have my on my link tree. I have a link tree as well that links directly to the bookstores, and even my website has the links to the bookstore, so it'll be easy and convenient for people. You can just click on it because I have like little logos. Click on Amazon logo, click on the Barnes and Noble, the Walmart, and Target. I have those. You can click on their logo, and it will take you directly to the page to order the book. Like I said, they're not going to be in all the bookstores, so you're going to have to do it online. And like my publisher is really happy about it. So it's doing pretty good because I think I have an orange banner on Amazon that's saying it's top seller.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram page. It just popped up this week. And I'm doing something.
That is great. No, I love that.
I know it's not going to be all big and grand, but you know what? A small win, I'm happy,
Exactly. And appreciate the small accomplishments because it's only going to lead you to the bigger accomplishments,
Yeah,
so that is great. No, I love that.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to keep going. I don't want to stop here, and hopefully people will remember me and like, oh, I know her. I've seen her before. I have her book and, any other books I may have because I want to represent out there the best way I can. And I'm a people person and I may be shy. I am shy, but when we're all in the inner circle and friends, we're good to go always. I'm always going to be there for someone no matter what. So again, hence the book, always going to be there.
Listen, no, that's good. And that's the most important part. So before I get you to, plug your social media and everything, just one final question, because as we mentioned briefly in the beginning of the interview, you are a nurse by day. So what advice would you have for girls, women who may think, you know what, I'm already in my career, that may get comfortable, but they always had the aspiration to do other things. What advice would you give to that person who may doubt themselves, who may feel like, you know what, I'm just okay with doing this. I don't want to overdo it, or maybe my dreams don't matter. What is the advice you would give to those individuals?
Do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. If you want to do it, give it a try and work for it. Because if it's something you want to try to do, it's your dream, your aspiration, definitely do it. Because like I said before, I was like, yeah, I could do it. I don't want to do it. I don't know. No one, what do I have to say? Then somebody going to listen to what I have to write, or read what I write. So no, just keep pushing yourself out. Again, those rejection, those no's are going to be out there, and you're going to take it personally. Definitely. I mean, there are times I'm like, man, I'm done. But my
Right.
friends, my writer friends and family talk me out of it. It's like, we call it imposter syndrome. Like,
Mhm.
it's okay, but look at all those wins that you have. And like,
Exactly.
when I no, if I get those rejections, I still enter those writing contests that they have online that I can do it, and I win of some of them, and I lose some of them. But that gives me another story, something I could build from. So I mean, I won a writing contest the beginning of the year, and it was a kids contest that we did on Twitter, and the kids loved my story, and I'm like, okay, that gave me like, okay, these kids like this story, hopefully I can get it out there in the world. But just keep trying and keep working, and don't, you're gonna beat yourself up sometimes, but it's okay. It doesn't matter what else you're doing in your life. Yes, I may be a registered nurse at this time of the day, but then when I have my downtime, I'm not at work, I'm not sleeping, I'm writing, and I'm spending time with my family, I'm connecting within the writing community and talking to other people, and working together, because I've done interviews with other people. And get yourself out there, because I've done some blog interviews, and it makes it different. And I threw a contest on Twitter the other day where 3 people won copies of my book. So I mean, I'm probably gonna do another contest again, but just to get more of the word out there. But definitely just keep striving, and if you feel like you got to stop, take a break, and then come back again, because that's what we do. Like, same thing with a story. If the story's not working, and people like, put the story aside, they say, let it marinate. One day somebody's gonna pop in and, oh, I know what to do with that story to make it even better. And then you're gonna take it out and just start working and make those changes, because that's what we do. I have stories I have in my typewriter that's in there years, and I'm like, man, I need to look back at that story, but until something pops into my head. But definitely just don't stop, and just like think positive, and it's okay, to have those moments of being sad, and but it's just part of the process. It's part of the process of life, and just keep doing it and working hard, and to study your
That is
craft.
exactly, that is great, and I love everything you said about all of that, because again, you don't have to box yourself in.
Yeah,
And the points you made about doing like different interviews, going to
yeah,
different platforms, because I am traditionally more so talk about like trending topics, but my heart is really in like helping the next person
yeah,
get the things, promote their business, promote their
yeah,
books, promote the creatives, But then sometimes, for me, what's trendy, I have to talk about celebrity topics and everything, So this creates a well balanced,
hmm,
balanced thing to my platform. Like
yeah,
it's very, very balanced. Like people can look at this and be inspired, but then they also can see what's trending as well. So I thank you for that. I thank you for coming on my platform, and coming on here, because
of
I
course.
talk about a lot of crazy things, but I knew with you I wanted to have a very intelligent and knowledgeable conversation, and an inspiring conversation for those people that needed to hear. So thank you so much for coming on. For a lot of people who may want to follow you on social media, where can they follow you? Just drop it all, and your
Mhm.
website as well.
Okay, sure. They can find me. My website is theliahutchinson.com. And then they can find me on Instagram at Thelia341. That's Thelia 341. And then Twitter is a little longer, but Thelia Hutchins. It's not my full name, last name, but it's THELIAHUTCHINS 1.
Mhm.
And that's for Twitter. But even if you just type my name in, I think I'm the only Thelia there.
There we go.
Find me on all those social media platforms. I do have Facebook too, but I'm more active on the Instagram and Twitter. But I'm trying to do more on Facebook, to increase my platform with promoting the the book and stuff like that. So it definitely has helped a lot. posting it on Facebook and stuff. So, because not everybody's on all the other platforms.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's important to have. I mean, you don't need to have the social media backing, but it does help for people to see and know what's going on out there, what you're promoting, what you're trying to do. So definitely, I mean, hopefully, I can connect with some people, and that would be really great. I would love that very much.
No, that's good. And again, Facebook is like a local community type of thing, community thing. So it's
Yes.
good, especially for a lot of the book tours you're going on. So
Yes.
that's definitely wonderful for that. And utilize every social media. Your social media is supposed to be your billboard. So I think you've been doing a great job with that and keep it a good work. And I know for a fact that the next books will do equally as well.
I appreciate that. I mean, and hopefully, if you'd like me to come on again when I finish and get that next book, because like I said, this is like a whole 2-year process. So you probably want to see me again for another 2 years. Another book.
Listen, I still be here.
It takes a while, but if I write a different type of book, that might be faster than the picture book, kids book. So that's I'm working on the novel and verse, which is a style of writing where it's not a whole complete sentence, but certain parts of a sentence which still makes the story flow. So that's the plan for now. Yeah.
That is good. Well, listen, wish you best of luck with all your future endeavors, and I would love to have you on here the next time you do that. So definitely open invitation. All right. So for those of you that's interested in the book, again, you can go on Amazon.com. You can go to the social media that she mentioned and go to our link tree, and it can take you directly to the book. And again, for those of you watching, I want to continue to highly encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. You follow us on Instagram at As the Culture Turns. You can like us on Facebook at As the Culture Turns as well. You can follow me individually on Facebook at Jameer, on Instagram at Jameer with 3 underscores, and then Jameer Caldwell on Facebook as well. Thank you again, Thelia. This is a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure. It was great seeing you again. It was wonderful.
Great seeing you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.